Hello and welcome to this week's technology tip. For this week's tip, I want to share with you a really awesome service that's called Socrative. Now, Socrative simulates a student response system and allows the teacher to engage classrooms through a series of educational exercises and games using smartphones, laptops, and tablets, basically any device that has an internet connection. So one of the great things about Socrative is as a teacher, you can check for understanding as you're going throughout your class. You could use it for ticket out the door type of activities. You could also use it in place of a quiz because you could have the students go through and respond to all their questions and you get a printout, you get a direct indication of what their results are. So to get started, what you want to do is you want to go to Socrative's website, and that's socrative.com. And if this is your first time going here, you're going to want to sign up. It's for free. That's in the top right hand corner. You could just click sign up. I already have an account, so I'm going to hit the teacher login. And it's just going to be your email address and your password that you decide. And the nice thing about this is going to look identical whether you're using it on a mobile device or if you're using it on the website. So the experience is going to be exactly the same. As you get started, you'll notice here at the top it'll say a room number, and that's going to change every time you log in. And the room number is how the students are going to connect to your quiz or your questions that you're using. Later on, when I show you the demo, I'll show you exactly what that is. It also says how many students are in the room, and right now there's no students because I didn't assign anything or create anything. You have the opportunity to do single question activities with the students. This is where you ask the kids a question and they just pick a response. So the question doesn't show up on the screen or on their devices, but they can just go through. Very good for those real quick check for understandings. You can also go through and develop a quiz. And when you do this, you can make your quiz ahead of time, and you could use it as an end of class exit ticket. There's also a game called Space Race. Down here towards the bottom, you have Manage Quizzes. We're going to click on this in a second because this is where I'm going to show you how to go in and create your quiz. And then you have some opportunities here. You could do your profile, where you could customize some information about yourself. You could clear the room. So say it's the end of the class period and kids are logged in. You don't want them staying logged in as the next class comes in. So you hit clear room and it'll automatically bump everybody out of your question room that you've created. Log out is pretty much what it sounds like. You use this when you're done and you're ready to log out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how easy it is to quickly make a question. So I'm going to go under Manage Quizzes. And from here, I'm going to go in, I'm going to select Create a Quiz right here. I could also import a quiz. So once you create a quiz, you can share it with others so that if you're working with a colleague, you don't need to recreate everything. You can work together. I'm going to create a brand new quiz. And here's where I mentioned about the sharing. It'll give you a sharing number. But you have the choice. Do you want to do multiple choice or short answer? So I'm going to start off with multiple choice. And then I could go through and the question is going to be, what is your favorite color? And then you could go through and choose your different answers. Be nice if I could type today. And then I'm going to say other. And there is not a correct question, so I'm not going to check any of these. If I want to put an explanation in, I can. I go in down to the bottom, I hit save, and question number 1 is now complete. I can now add another question. I'm going to do a short answer. I'm going to say, how are you doing today? Do you have any questions from last night's homework? So this here, again, I'm going to leave it as optional. I could put an explanation if I want, but in this case, I want to find out, some information from the students. Now, one of the things that I'm going through here, I realize I did not go through and put any way for me to indicate which student is answering. So I want to go through, I'm going to add another short answer. I'm going to call this, I'm just going to say, what is your name? And I can hit save here. Now at this point, I would like to have question number 1 be what is your name? So I could go down here where it says what is your name. Notice there's these arrows over here on the right hand side. I could click on that arrow and it will bump that question up. So I just need to move that all the way up to the top. And now I have my 3 questions. I go down to the bottom, I could hit save. And then I'm ready to roll. I do need to give it a quiz name, so I'm just going to call this sample quiz for demo. Now I got to hit save. So here's my sharing number. I could give this to a colleague and I can let them use this and they can now use my quiz if I want it to. I'm just going to close out of that. And now I'm at the point where I can start a quiz. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually switch over to the demo version of this that's on the website using one of the quizzes they have. But what it'll do is it'll allow you to see side by side what the teacher sees and what the students see. So this here is a demo that you can see on Socrative's website, and you'll notice it shows the lecturer's device here on the left and the student device on the right. Now remember, this doesn't have to be an iPhone. This could be using laptop computers, it can be using iPads, it can be using phones, anything that connects to the internet. So the teacher goes through and needs to take a look and decide how they want to begin. I'm going to go down and actually demonstrate using a quiz. So I'm going to go Start Quiz. And from here, I could go through and decide to do a student pace quiz, meaning the kids go through each one on their own device at their own pace, or it could be a teacher pace quiz where as the teacher, I go through and I control the questions in the order and the students complete it. So I need to select the quiz, and there's a demo quiz here on their demo site, and I'm going to do it as a teacher pace quiz so that I have the control of that. Now, for the students, what they need to do on their device, all they have to do to get started is enter the room number. Every screen you're on as the teacher will show the room number, and this is going to change as you use the site, but for each one of your quizzes, you'll have a distinct room number, so I'm going to go in and tell the students to type in this number, 524992, and then they're going to join the room. So now question number 1 shows up on the lecturer's device and it also shows up over here. So I'm going to pretend I'm the student. I have to enter my name and I'm going to hit submit. So now the teacher knows that 1 out of 1 student responded, and I could go through and I could send the next set of questions. Now there's a section here that says hide live results. Live results will show you as the students respond, so you can see who is responding and it'll show up here. If I click hide, that part goes away. But I'm going to keep it on live results because that's some of the magic of using this. So now I'm going to send the next question to the students, and it should show up now on the student's device. There it is. Which of the following American presidents was not a K-12 or college teacher? And that's going to be Ronald Reagan. Good job, I got the right answer. So I could hit done. And now again, I'm waiting for the teacher. Now notice here, the teacher, it actually shows a graph of the multiple choice answers. And since there's only 1 student in here, there's only 1 that hit it, and it shows that I got it right. But the teacher would actually see all across the board all of the other responses. So very powerful as you're going through your instruction. I'm going to send the next question to the students. So I got that question right. So you can see how this goes through. The blank is a form of inquiry and debate based on asking and answering questions to stimulate an engaging class discussion. So I'm going to just type in here. And now we're at question number 5. And notice here, here's a multiple choice. So the question is, in your opinion, will mobile technology improve education? I'm going to just say yes. And then click done. So that response has been submitted to the teacher. So it'll say waiting for responses. And now, again, I could see the poll. I could see how it is. So at the end of this, I could go through and I can hit end activity. And you have the option, you could actually email the report to yourself or you can download the report. Now this is going to come in as a spreadsheet, like an Excel document, and it's going to really help you take a look. It records every one of the students' responses so you could go back and look at it later. So lots of helpful things, and again, this is just the demo of it here, so please go check that out on the website and enjoy it. It's a really cool tool, so if you have any questions, please let me know.